Roger, Roger. Well, I put a little hocus pocus and voodoo on the antenna, and it seems to be working better.
Well, if you greased it up or waxed it or whatever, it does seem to help.
Roger. Well, I got to go out and kick it, you know. I got to kick it in place. It's an Armstrong. This one is an Armstrong, so I got to go out there and kind of kick it in the Yagi to get it working better.
Well, some things do respond to abuse.
Roger, Roger. And it only lasts for a while. You know, it's like any kind of spell. It only lasts for a while. So I'm probably getting ready to fade out again, Randy.
I, Power wouldn't help me, plus I don't have any more. But I gave you a little mic gain, and I can't turn on the equalizer and push some more audio through if that would help you hear me.
Well, I tell you what, Randy, I'm copying your audio. I have no signal. But I can still copy your audio. Roger, Roger. I mean, you can't hardly get better than that. Your audio's making the trip, even though I don't have any indication of anything on the lights, Roger.
I feel like I don't know if you can hear me, but I may be talking to myself. I remember that KC9 really got my attention way back when, and now with all the vanity calls, that just doesn't mean so much anymore. But I knew I had somebody who I didn't know, but I had strongly suspected I had somebody long ways out when I heard you the first time.
Roger, Roger. I recall coming in there one morning and there was a party going on. I joined a party, man. It was I had to go look for my muscatel.
Oh yeah, really late, like 2 or 3 a.m. And some of my friends that are usually very, very nice and, or at least I think so, courteous and do all the things. But you were so loud, you were blowing the speakers out over here, and some of them complained and were not exactly polite, I thought.
Roger, Roger, but they realized how important that was when when my signal faded down to almost nothing, but the audio still was making the trip, Roger.
Yeah, I think I kind of waited till everybody was gone and caught you up really late, and I even had to turn it down to listen to you as opposed to locals. You were blowing it out, and but I didn't mind when it was a one-on-one conversation. I could just turn the volume down.
Oh, Roger, Roger. Yeah, that's the way it is. When you get into a group conversation, then you've got, if you're talking to 7 people, you'll wind up with 7 different audio levels, Roger.
No, you're back dropping in and out of the good. So I'm not sure. Well, you never know.
Roger, Roger. Well, Randy, if you were to give me a real long dissertation, I could go out there and Armstrong this thing right on the exact location, Roger. I've got a mark on my Armstrong, and I think I'm right, but I could be off, you know.
I missed part of that. Did you say give you a good transmission to 0? I tried that a couple of times earlier. Maybe you didn't hear me. Is that what you want?
I just checked, and I think this is probably about as close as we're going to get right here. I was thinking about going out and trying to adjust the Armstrong, but that would I don't know if it's worth the squeeze, Roger.
Hold it for a while if you need to really do some fine. I can't help but believe that's what you're asking for.
Oh, I think this will probably do it. I'm probably about as close as I can get for right now. Maybe later on I can slip in here when you guys are talking and zero in right on the target, Roger, without you guys having to work hard. Just you guys carrying on a conversation. I'll tune in and get my antenna oriented very precisely, Roger.
Figured to do here, but I'll definitely leave the radio on, and if I don't come back in this afternoon, maybe if you have time, nighttime conditions might be better. But I'm sure there are a lot of people on here who'd like to make contact. So I'll be around, and if I hear you strong, I'll jump back on. But I may be talking to myself right here. I have no idea. I can't. Can't hear me either.
Roger, I had two lights on you on that. Had two lights. Yeah, usually it's about 8 or 9 o'clock in the morning I do best. So maybe I'll try that later in tomorrow morning maybe. So I'll say threes for right now, Randy. I appreciate you working and trying to get me in there, but Mother Nature's just not helping a whole bunch right now. So I'll try it tomorrow morning between 8 and 9 a.m. My time. Roger, Roger, threes.
Can you hear me well enough? I can try to give you an email address that I put out.
It's real marginal. Give me your call sign. Give me your call sign one more time. I don't have a signal right now.
At the back, I guess you didn't hear that. Understand.
Randy, give me your call sign real quick.
Call sign Kilo Delta 4 Tango Oscar Sierra.
Kilo Delta 4 Tango Oscar Sierra.
Yes.
Okay, and I can get probably an email off of that.
No, but I can give you one over the air that will work.
Roger, I was thinking of QSL. I'm sorry, QRZ.
No, not on there. Just my call sign at outlook.com.
I got you. Your call sign and Outlook outlook.com.
Right. It's the Microsoft address. Outlook, like their contact manager.
Oh, Roger. Well, we got had three lights on that last transmission.
Yeah, this is in and out. It's just teasing us.
Yeah, that's what she does. How far are you away from that Mount Metro repeater?
About 10 miles.
Roger, Roger. And so is that the one that you use most of the time?
Yeah. There's only a few that I can hit from here. I'm kind of down in a valley. And this one has a really good footprint, as we're experiencing right now.
Oh, Roger, Roger, yes. This 6,600 feet, you know, height is might.
Yep, it's got the best height on the East Coast in the U.S. So that's location, location, location.
Roger, Roger. I might be able to get a Qso-Vlog out of this yet, Randy. If it'll hang in there for about 5 minutes, we'll have it, Roger.
Yeah, I'm starting to hear you, but you did get that email, I guess. Still fighting the noise at that point.
I got the email for sure. I got the email for sure, and I'll send you something there, and then you'll have mine, Roger.
Yeah, right. I can pick yours out of that, and we'll both have it.
Roger that, yeah. And it's just, like I say, this repeater is one of my all-time favorite repeaters. You know, it's just something about it. Well, it's the furthest one that I've managed so far, although the other day I did track a satellite. A buddy of mine is a real satellite guy, and we were on VHF talking, and he had one coming over, coming past, and he told me where to aim, and I did follow that sucker right on across the from east almost to west there, and at times I had half a scale on it.
Did this satellite have a receiver on your frequency, or were you bouncing off of it to talk to somewhere else?
It had a, what do you call it, translator, or not a translator, but a transponder, and it was uplinking on UHF and downlinking on VHF, and I was copying the mail on the VHF part. And what they do, what you have, the signal is unsquelched output from the UHF receiver. So you have this noise until somebody transmits, and then they they take the place of the noise. I was just I didn't know what was happening at the moment, so I said, man, if they could just get rid of that unsquelched noise, I'd have a pretty good copy. But that was the signal, Roger.
Right. Well, sometimes, although I hate that, sometimes you have to go and dig into that noise to find the signal.
Roger, Roger. Well, if I was uplinking simultaneous with tracking it, I would have probably heard myself for sure. I did hear some folks in there, but it was kind of touch and go. I'm not really set up for tracking satellites.
Now, when you can bounce off that and reach another ground station, just use that to reflect. Then you'll be doing really well.
Roger. Well, what they have is that they uplink on the UHF and downlink that same thing on the VHF. So it is a transponder, I guess. It just in and out, and there's nobody. I was waiting for the satellite spaceman to talk, but it wasn't that. It was just folks feeding a signal, UHF signal up, and then that being bounced back on the VHF side. Went down to about half a light there. Went down to about half a light, and I'm waiting for it to come on back up there to about 2 lights, 2 or 3 lights, maybe 4 lights. Come on there. Come on. Let's see where it is now. I got 1 light coming back right now. Can you copy me with 1 light?
Oh yeah, I've got you right now. A little static, but no problem. You're easily understood.
Roger, Roger. Well, one light, I just have just a little bit of impulse noise with one light. Two lights is a great copy. Two lights and above is a real good copy for me. Roger, Roger. Well, we're still down to about one light. About down to one light. Well, listen, Randy, I'm going to jump out of here, man. I'm glad you came back, stood around, and came back. And like I say, I'll probably have better conditions in the morning. I've been in there about 5 times, and it's been between 8 and 9 o'clock in the morning.
It did it to us again. I just got a little bit of that. Plus, I don't want to be a hog. All the repeater is normally very quiet here today. I'm not sure when it's talk to you.
Still have no lights at the moment. Trying to come up now. Got about half a light. I guess it's not going to come up. Well, Randy, I'm going to jump out of here. These conditions are not too good at the moment, so I'm going to say 3s for now, and I'll try you again in the morning. So you have a real good day, and I'll catch you later. It's KC9VKV.
Oh, I didn't get the last part of that. Great talking to you. It's been a long time. And I will hope to hear from you again soon when conditions come back around. Hopefully they will. But have a good day and talk to you soon with any luck.